I mean, people like, well, particularly Joker has had, you know, massive influence production-wise on the dubstep scene across the UK. I mean, people like Plastician, Benga, Scream, you know, the big names in dubstep, they're all not only using his tunes, but kind of mimicking his sound.
Favourite part? Set effects. You can hear the R&B side, the drum side, just what you like, just bring it in and do your thing. The bass. People's playing my tunes, so it's dubstep. They're like, it's not really, but then like, what is it? If you're not trying to say, I don't know, certain music that people feel like they need to be like restricted or pull back. I mean, I think you can kind of go a bit wild. It gives you freedom, now to do what the fuck you want to do. Straight when you hear it, the drums are kind of got their own feel. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like, yeah. What do you think? He agrees.
Yeah, Pinch is basically the first time I really heard dubstep.
It really was, you know, it really was Pinch's kind of like desire to hear more music, basically, that have resulted in people getting invited down to play from London, you know. So it's like, because he didn't want to go back to London every month or 2 weeks to go, you know. He wanted to bring the sound down to Bristol.
It's very easy to say, oh, I like everything, and I do like a bit of everything, but there's a very distinct sound within it. Something with just a kind of a little bit of, I hasten to use the word future, but I guess present tense is more accurate because the future's not happened. So a very kind of now sound, a mixture of organic and tech kind of sounds, and it is a bit of a whim, but generally just kind of what I'm into. At the time it existed in one place and one place only, and that was the first Thursday of the month at Plastic People. A lot of, you know, you could still smoke in venues, and it was just a dark room with a pummeling heavy sound system, a lot of weed smokers in there sitting in the corner nodding along to the tunes, and it was a very kind of strange experience at first to walk in, see this dance floor full of people who weren't really dancing but seemed to be really deep in concentration, paying attention to what was going on, a little bit of a bob. And I didn't get it for the first few minutes, and as I just stood there longer, it kind of just took over me, and it made a lot of sense. There and then, that first night at Forward, I knew that I wanted to kind of bring the sound to Bristol, because it just felt like it would have such a natural home here. Subloaded was a real gamble actually at the time, because it was a struggle to get people through the door, just the context lights, but I felt like had to have a crack at putting on something a bit bigger, and I think we got something like 250, 260 people through the door, which was felt like an amazing success at the time. I mean, for a bigger night, there was pretty small numbers. I mean, the last couple we had at Clockwork, along with the dub teaching in dub room, I mean, we were clearing over 1,200 people through the door, so it's quite a kind of change over the years, really. But that felt like a massive success, and yeah, that kind of helped push it up a little bit.
I don't really think of things in genres, I just see things as music, and you get in what's good, you like to push good music, and that's what we do. It's been here for 10 years now, so quite a long time, well established. We've been pushing dubstep for a long time now, so it's nothing new to us. Punch Drunk doesn't really have a sound. I just set it up in 2006 as a platform for Bristol artists to get their ideas out to the wider world. All the different artists on the label have their own sound, really, from RSD, Forsaken, Gatekeeper, Jemmy, myself, Pinch. Everyone's got their own sounds, and I think that's what makes the label interesting, that you never quite know what's going to come next.
Yo, Jemmy, what's the health of the city's current dubstep?
Well, I think it's live. I'm gonna go get the Zoot, still be back.
There's so many different sounds in Bristol. Everyone bangs on about this Bristol sound thing, and I think Tom said it best when he said there isn't really a Bristol sound, but it's just a big collection of producers who link up and trade ideas all the time.
For me, what dubstep has represented, especially up till now, and I hope beyond, is a kind of sense of community with other producers, DJs, label, enthusiasts, heads, just people who kind of all shared in the enjoyment.
There's some really amazing music being made, club-wise as well. There's some brilliant DJs.
I don't actually see another scene like it really. Everyone collaborating with everyone talking to everyone, still keeping ideas fresh, still keeping the hype around as well, and just sort of bringing it along really, and just expanding the sounds.
Yeah. Strong. Us strong or stronger than London straight.
I definitely think there are things that Bristol's got that London hasn't, but I think it goes the other way as well. Like, Bristol doesn't really have a grime scene. There are grime MCs that I've worked with and that I really rate, but on the whole, you can't touch the London scene for grime.
I am Headhunter in the Rooted. London has a lot going on, but I feel like Bristol has just more variation, which to me means it actually has more at the moment.
On the dubstep front in Bristol, I just think there's more unique individual producers in Bristol. Like, you've got Joko, who, you know, no one sounds like him. You've got Pinch, and no one sounds like him. You've got Pebblist and Appleblim, and, you know, they've all got their unique sound and they do it superbly. And I think London's sometimes oversaturated with the kind of dance floor centric rave stuff, which, I mean, like, you know, it's got a time and place, but sometimes I feel you go up to a party out there and it's 6 hours worth of all the time. It's a bit like full on.
It definitely feels like it's special here because everyone knows each other in this shop like answers quite a lot for that, you know.
Why is Bristol good for music? I can't really answer that. I really can't. I just think there's a good community, and it's small enough that everyone kind of knows each other. And there's a lot of people who are into music here, and good clubs, good nights. I don't know, it's in the water.
It's reached saturation point to a part where the rave tunes are a lot, and you could go down Rooted and there'll be a lot of tunes there you kind of flick through and you're like, I wouldn't put that out myself. But that said, you know, you dig through and you find things that are simply amazing tunes. So yeah, all exciting times.
At the end of the day, I think the only reason dubstep kind of came about is because a bunch of people who were into various other things got bored of what that was about and what it become, and they just kind of started doing their own thing to kind of get about that experience themselves. So it's just an extension of rave culture mixed with roots sound system culture, and it's a kind of very multicultural sound, quite literally. There's a lot of things you can get from it. If you're looking for one thing over the other, you'll find that quicker.
Rise up, we have to be strong. Rise up, stand firm. It's only just
the whole ritual of dancing and raving is what keeps me going, you know. So like, I think with dubstep, it's just sound. Do you know what I mean? You know, it sounds sort of stupid, but it's just being overwhelmed by sound is something that I love, you know. And this has been the most that it's done it for me in ages.
Planet Mu Fam, Planet Mu Fam, Planet Mu Fam.